What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I was browsing through Netflix, a little bored, looking for something to watch, and I came across Code 8! Code 8 was a 2019 film that was directed by Jeff Chan, and this is the movie that I did hear about back in that time period, but I never saw it. And then I remember a few months later, it got this big sort of streak of people checking out, discovering it, and saying how good it was. So here I go. I decided to watch it. The premise is that it's set in a world where people have powers, superpowers, kind of like mutants from the X-Men. They just sort of, I don't know if they were born that way or they just sort of develop these powers over time, but using your abilities has become outlawed, abolished. You can't do it. You'll get arrested. You'll get in trouble, and people just try to live. But because there is such a discrimination against superpowered people, it's hard. It's hard to live out there. It's hard to make money. People won't hire you. People are afraid of you. So we follow our main character, Connor, played by Robbie Amell. He gets roped up into some bad people per se because he needs money. He starts robbing banks till, well, bad stuff comes along with that. What I think of Code 8 was, I really enjoyed this movie. I'll be honest. I don't know if it's one of those situations where it's been a while since I've seen a good movie. You're in quarantine. You're stuck at home. For the most part, movies that I've watched, whether I'm catching up on old films or new movies are being released on demand, a lot of them have sucked or been just borderline. Where this impressed me. Robbie Amell, who plays the main character Connor, I liked him. He, I'm not going to say that he's spectacular or gives this amazing performance, but he's definitely, his character is what I gravitated to the most. He does have cool abilities where he does electricity and does all of that, but his story about how his father had powers, his father got killed because he went down that path. He's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to get jobs. He's trying to do, but it's just people won't hire. People won't trust him. People don't want to give him a chance. His mom is sick, like really, really sick, and so they need the money, and he's desperate, and it's hard out there. So again, the struggle was real with him, and especially with his character. I was sitting there thinking to myself, wow, most superhero movies, when a character gets superpowers, they become a superhero. And they're instantly loved, for the most part, right? They're instantly loved. The news talks them up. The town people love them. And that's really it. Especially when I sit there and watch these superhero shows on the CW. And one of the reasons why I complain about them is that they don't feel real, right? For the most part, they don't feel like you can relate to them. In this movie, with all of their money problems and all of their real world problems that are just melded in with the superhero stuff, that's what I appreciated. It's just, you're seeing a character who can't get stuff done the way that he wants to do. He's not a bad guy. He just gets put in a bad situation. Stephen Amell, who is Robbie's cousin in real life, seeing him play this, I don't want to say villain. He's definitely not a villain, but he's the conspirator, or he's the lead of this group that Connor joins, and they start using their abilities to rob banks and to, again, desperate. They need money. It was interesting to see Stephen Amell play this character, to see him swearing or doing crimes, because obviously I know him more as Green Arrow, a superhero on CW. This is a different take, different character, but he wasn't fully bad, like I said. There was a little more to him. He was doing this as more of a means to the end. He does have something against normal people, as they call it, because of that discrimination, because of that bias, and I thought that was quite interesting as well. Sung Kang, who we all probably know as Han from the Fast and Furious movies. I like him in general as an actor, so I guess it was just a pleasant surprise to see him here. But his character and his subplot, it was, I guess, interesting. but it didn't really go anywhere, or it almost felt like it wasn't really needed. I couldn't help but watch some moments, some characters, some situations, and with his character especially, thinking to myself, either this needs a sequel where we can further develop or further get into the stuff, or, I mean, hey, this is on Netflix. Why isn't this a Netflix show? You could have 8 episodes where these characters are fleshed out a little bit more, like a Sun King, or there's another character in this movie, forget her name. She has the abilities to heal people. Again, it was characters like that I would have liked to have gotten to know more, maybe a little bit. But either way, that's really a minor complaint because I was into it. I was into the story. I was into how this was kind of more of a crime film with just some superhero stuff added in. You could tell maybe that the budget wasn't all that big, so that's why the superpowers wasn't in your face and it wasn't Marvel Avengers level, but I didn't need it to be at that level. Honestly, I was satisfied with what we got. This is a clear rated R. At first, I thought, well, the rated R-ness was just for them to say the F word a couple times, but nothing really too much until you get some scenes where, no, people do get their heads blown off, you do see blood, you do get some decent kills. I did like the aspect of the futuristic aspect of the cops having these drones and robots that shot down from this copter, and they all seem sort of like RoboCop without the human element at all. Again, a lot of ideas in this that I found really interesting, really fascinating. Wish I got more of. I wish this was a show. I wish it was something that I could have continued more on. I really enjoy this world. I want to spend more time in this world. What more can I say? Code 8 was a pleasant surprise. Probably something that, even though it got a little bit of buzz, and some people were talking about it, I think even more people should be talking about it. This was refreshing for the superhero genre, or maybe I'm saying superhero too much. It's not really superhero. The super-powered genre. I thought this was a nice twist on it, a nice take on it. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of Code 8? If you've seen it, I guess if I were to rate it, I would give it a good date movie. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!